Hey everybody, it's your man Tyke coming to you with another true spook story, or should I say, a continuation to our previous story last week, uh, titled The Healthy Parts. Now, this is a continuation of Miss Ruthenia, the herbal lady of Tangelo Park, and her son, Carlton. Well, before I begin, I'm going to ask that you subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and share me. You know I'm big on sharing and subscribing and liking. This is how I keep these stories going. They're more than worth it, and they're true stories, allegedly. Keep the police off my back and TikTok from banning me. Love you all. Let's get on into this thing. Now, Miss Ruthenia done passed away, right? So when Miss Ruthenia passed away, Carlton moved his girlfriend in. So just for the sake, because I think this girl is still living, I haven't been over there in a while, I'm gonna just call her Pamela. So Carlton done moved his girlfriend Pam into his mama house. And again, the flood done happened 1995, 97, that big thing where Tangelo Park flooded. It was in a flood district. So the flood done flooded. Body parts done came up out the ground and shit. They plants, they herbs and got washed away. I mean, it's getting real crazy now. So now, well, Carlton goes to prison, but Carlton is passed away, deceased too. But let me make sure, before we get into that. So now Miss Ruthenia done passed. Carlton got the house. He done got out of 33rd, and he chilling. So he was like, okay then, let me bring my boo thing up in here so I can make a life with him. Now Carlton really loved Pam. I mean, when I say love Pam, this was his woman, man. It wasn't no other black love. He would ride his bike to the store to get her whatever she want. I mean, he would do any and everything possible, man, for this girl. And she knew it. And she was crazy about him too. Now, let me tell you about Pam first we get started. Now, Pam was like a ghetto girl. She was raised with poor parents. Mama didn't look after mama, didn't care about her. So the only thing she had was Carlton looking out, because she used to go to school, walk to Sand Lake Road to get on the city bus and shit. And Carlton was about 2 years older than her. So he would flirt with her, make sure she got to school okay. That was his object of his affection, even though he was doing a little murderistic shit for his mama Ruthenia. He really had a heart for this girl. So about a year they kept doing the little petty hugs, kissing, touching, probably some fucking on the low. Who knew? But that was his bae, his boo, and she loved him. Now Pam and her family, man, they was dirt poor. I mean, sometimes, Pam would not be dressed right going to school. She would have on, I remember time I seen her with the little stone wash pants on, and you could tell they were dirty, that she had to hand wash them in the tub or the sink. And she let them dry on the line because they had the little brown water streak in them, because it was a cool night that night, so the sun didn't beat on the bitches and it left a little brown water streak. Y'all know what I'm talking about if you ever been poor like that. So she went there and she did her thing, and then she had on a little white K-Swiss, and they were dirty. She ain't maintaining, hair was just pulled back in a ponytail, little starter coat. So, we looking at it and we like, oh man, if bitch done got pregnant. We like, Carlton done got old girl pregnant, because back in the day, South Carolina starter coat, that was the pregnant dress for all girls back in high school and shit. You put on that coat, you see a bitch walk in the classroom with that coat on, she pregnant. But that's another topic. So he matter of fact, Carlton bought her the starter jacket, South Carolina starter jacket. South Carolina Hornets. I'm sorry, I keep repeating myself, y'all, but let's keep on. So he used to walk her to the bus stop, so she fell in love with him because he was the only dude that ever did something for her. Now, Miss Ruthenia really didn't care for the girl, because that was gonna be taking her workman, her henchman, her baby boy away from her, and that was her only child. So they really kind of kept their relationship a secret and shit. So Pam, she start questioning Carlton, and this is speculation and hearsay. Now I ain't in their relationship. I ain't directly hearing this shit with my own ears, but I'm just what people were talking about because it was a talk about how they met after all the story broke. So they said Miss Ruthenia didn't care for her, and he used to sneak off to her, bring her money, and he had begun healing her mama, which was suffering from glaucoma. And that was the first time I heard the word glaucoma, and it had something to do with people's eyes and shit. Then everybody started making jokes about marijuana and weed and medicinal shit. So Miss Ruthenia had started growing marijuana. Now, Carlton used to steal the marijuana plants and dry it out and all that shit. He used to put brandy or some kind of liquor on it and then set it in the sun on top of the roof and shit and dry it out and shit. So he had started giving Pam the weed to take to her mama to smoke so it could heal her eyes. Where they got eyes from to bury the weed with, man, he was offing bitches. So, basically Carlton was taking care of her, and she was enamored with my man, loving on my man. Only nigga ever did something for her. Then the mama liked the Carlton, but everybody knew to keep it a secret from Miss Ruthenia because, again, she the herbal lady, she the root woman in Tangelo, so they didn't want to piss her off because a lot of people were going to her to get their spiritual medicine needs met. So Carlton used to always, after he did what he did, he used to always go over there, with whatever body parts or whatever deed he had done. He used to always stop over there and see his girlfriend Pam. Pam would always walk to the stove and get about 4-5 bags of ice, and we used to see her, dragging the ice up there in a little red wagon she used to own. She would walk up there to the little orange stove in Tangelo, and they were selling little ice outside, and she'll load that bitch up with 5-6 bags of ice. I'm driving the bike, and I'm like, what y'all doing? Y'all got a cookout? And she say, just mind your business. Like, all right, she was, fine little young lady, and we knew Carlton was fucking her, and we didn't want to deal with him because he was a maniac. So, but I remember seeing her doing this shit like almost every Wednesday and every Thursday. She would walk up there, and to the point where the Arabs in the stove that was right there, they would like have the ice waiting on her and be like, they gave her literally a key to the ice box and were like, just go get your ice and bring the key back in here with the money, because they have been doing that shit so long. So I'm gonna assume, allegedly, that she knew what he was doing and that she was assisting him by keeping the body parts on ice while he go over there and screw her or hang out with her. Then he go home to his mama, and then they do the deed with the burying and all that other shit, the other parts and stuff, the ritualistic burial. So Miss Ruthenia didn't like it because she thought she was gonna take Carlton away from her. That couldn't be further from the truth. Now Pam would sometimes go assist Carlton with the burials, from what I hear. Like, they used to see her walking out of the backyard, and she used to put on some like little rubber boots, like chicken boot, like when you're walking into a chicken coop, so you don't get chicken shit on your shoes. You put on like garden rubber boot, and she would put on some of them, and she would go back there and she would help him dig, and she would sit there and she would laugh. She would bring him food and drink while he was back there working and shit all day long. But Miss Ruthenia never knew that she honestly knew what was going on, because Carlton wasn't supposed to be fucking with her. Now one day, Miss Ruthenia, take a nap in the daytime, she wake up because if I'm not mistaken, Petey came over there. It's a little crackhead from Tangelo Park named Petey. He had something wrong with his ear, and she used to come over there and she used to tuck some herbs in his ear and wrap it up with a bandage. I don't know if it ever fixed him or nothing, but he used to come over there like clockwork and have her pack his ear. Then like he would pick up the front yard, he would mow the grass in the front yard and shit like that. And so one day he come over there and he would beat on the door and wake Miss Ruthenia up. At the time, Pam in the backyard helping Carlton, put the flags down in the ground. So when Carlton heard the banging on the door, he knew his mama gonna wake up, so he rushed her out. Now I saw this one. So rushed her out. So when he rushed it out, she had like a plastic bag tied to her waist. But she was picking up paper at the same time they was like cleaning the yard at the same time they were doing the bury, and the paper got stuck on the fence. But a part of the fence where the paper got stuck at, Miss Ruthenia had some roses planted there, like long stem roses, because she loved, flowers and shit. And these are love spells. And to this day, she used to say she used to call it her heart garden. She say, "Oh, that's my heart garden." And now that I know what I know, I think she had like human hearts planted right there that grew out of that the roses is growing from. But hey, don't let me get you. Let me get you, lying. That's speculation on my end now. Well, the bag got caught on the gate next to the roses and the thorns. So now she knew Carlton never fucked with them because that was the only thing she used to do. She like, Carlton don't touch them roses with the thorns and shit. So Carlton never did it all his life. But as Pam was running from the backyard so she wouldn't get caught, her clothes in the bag she had got snugged on, and I'm seeing a tub. So I go over there and I pull out my little pocket knife and I just, cut the bag loose. And so when I cut the bag loose, the bag was stuck on the plant. So I rolled off, because I'm over there trying to, sell a little cane in the hood. So she ran off up the road, and Carlton nodded his head at me like, "Appreciate you, bro." And so that was it. So Miss Ruthenia come out there, she put the salve on and all that stuff there, and she waved at me. "Tell your grandma," said, "Hey." I said, "Yes, ma'am." So I'm still riding my little Huffy bike and shit. So now she walks out there and she look at the yard because Peter done cut the grass. Crackhead got to be looking trim. She look over at the rose garden, the heart garden, and she see, the bag tied to him. She like, "Carlton, get your ass in here." And I'm like, "Yo, what's up, mama?" Like, "Who been over there fucking with my rose garden with the heart bed?" She called it a heart bed. There you go. Say, "Who been fucking with my heart bed?" It's like, "I don't know, mama. I ain't been over there. I don't touch that thing." So she like, "Well, why that bag there?" Like, "Man, maybe the wind blew it." And she say, "It's too tangled up for the wind to blow it. Somebody been over there. You need to pay attention. I'm finna go over there and check the footprint." And I'm hearing her. And he was like, damn. Now, keep in mind, everybody knew that Pam wore these white K-Swiss that were dirty than the only pair of shoes she had. And sometimes she'll put on the rubber boots. But right before she leave the yard, she would take the rubber boots off and tuck them behind the AC so she won't have to cart them home. She would always have them there when she came over. So Miss Ruthenia walk over there in the heart bed, and she see the K-Swiss shoe print in the dirt. And when she see the K-Swiss shoe print in the dirt, she like, "That bitch been in my house? That bitch been in my yard? Was she fucking up behind the building?" Like, "No, mama." Say she probably came over and looked over the gate, saw me working. He say, "I did tell her that I was working and I'll be down there to see her later. I told you stop fucking with that girl. She gonna get you caught up." And he was like, "Sorry, mama," because he was very respectful to his mama and shit, y'all. So now he's scared. She like, "Huh, I'm gonna fix that bitch." That's what she kept saying. She always tell him, "I'm gonna fix that bitch." Now Carlton never let her come over there and see Miss Ruthenia face to face. And the only time they saw face to face is when it rained, because she had to help Miss Ruthenia, put the plyboard over the ground so so it wouldn't wash her shit away. So she was like, "I'm gonna fix that motherfucker." So Carlton used to always think his mama was gonna try to break them up. So Carlton started picking the roses from the heart bed, one or two in the back so she couldn't see that they've been cut, and he started giving it to her on Valentine's Day. Started giving it to her, just out of love, because he was in love with her and she loving the shit. He would like hug her and kiss her. He would put on the handlebars of his bike and they'll ride through Tangelo like it ain't shit. And I was like, okay, that's cute. So now Miss Ruthenia is upset. She looking at a way to break break that girl and that boy up. So she called grandma. She like, "Agunja, could you do me a breakup spell to keep my son away from that little hussy?" And grandma was like, "No, because she ain't doing nothing wrong. You really don't want to mess with the love spell, breakup spell, because they're making your son happy." And you say, "You know what your son doing. He worked for you." Say, "My grandbaby, when he get up there and start dating, I'm going to make sure all them hoes like him. You need to do the same. That keep the boy quiet." And she like, "I just don't like her." And grandma kind of like convinced, like that girl gonna like prophesy to her and told her that girl gonna be your biggest help. Little did she know, it turned out to be true. In 1995-97, when that big rain flood hit. So now Carlton picking flowers from the heart bed that where she allegedly have human hearts and animal hearts buried there. So he putting love spells on that girl, the love just flowing in the air like that. So grandma refused to help her with the love spell. So Carlton overheard this shit. And Carlton said, well, I ain't gonna let my mama break us up, and and I'm gonna make sure, she get what she get if she ever break us up, because he like, bitch, I'm out here doing this dirty work for her. And rightfully so, up off the shit. And Carlton just was doing his thing with her. So then now Miss Ruthenia is letting Carlton see her, on grandma's word, because, that's the help. So now Miss Ruthenia seeing her bringing ice packs to the house and everything. Miss Ruthenia seeing that, old Pam down with the cars, but she knew that she didn't know that Pam knew about body parts and type shit. But so she like, okay, I need to go ahead and train Pam how to do some of this stuff right here so she'll be okay. Maybe she can take over. She started looking at her like a daughter and stuff. So Carlton happy. He like, okay, I got my two women with me. I got my mom and my lady. So bitch, I'm on a stroll. I'm finna make it work. I'm finna make it happen. So she was coming down there ever so often, helping Miss Ruthenia plant and everything. But still, they didn't say it was, neither one of them knew that Pam knew about the body part, but Miss Ruthenia didn't know that Pam knew about the body part. She just thought she was helping her plant herbs and shit. So that was a secret that Miss Ruthenia thought she would keep it from Pam, but Carlton had already helped Pam to the game, and she was probably helping him hide the bodies and shit. You feeling me, y'all? Just speculating on this one right here. So now, the rain flood done hit. She done went down there. She done helped her put the plyboard and all this stuff. I'm fast forwarding to people because I want to get to the juicy part, the spiritual shit in this. But now she helping to plant the body. The plyboard. Fast forward, rain done hit. She's stuffing. So now, the people, they finding body parts all over Tangelo Park. Head, arms, foots, and shit. Sand Lake Road, washing down the drain and the retention ponds and shit like that. And so Pam was like, we need to do something about this, because if they keep finding these body parts, they're gonna be looking in the neighborhood, tracing that shit back to us. So Miss Ruthenia basically was like, oh bitch, you know about the body parts? She's like, yeah, Carlton told me. Now Carlton went home. And she like, okay, don't tell Carlton you told me. Now this is another family secret. So now they kind of like Carlton in the dark, but the girl wanted to impress Miss Ruthenia, so she didn't let Carlton know she had told his mama about the body part shit. Y'all keep that in mind now. So now, coming around the corner to the shit, the flood over. Now they friends cooling back and forth. Pam could go over there and sit with Miss Ruthenia. They could hang out and talk and chill, drink teas and potions. So Pam had the bright idea to start making some kind of tea. And instead of selling the herb, she wanted to make the tea. So when people come over there, they had made it proper. So Pam had started doing research and started doing rituals over the tea and shit. So when they came to the house, people didn't have to boil the herbs. They would come there and they would buy a cup of tea for like $20 a pop, $15 a pop. But they started making that bread now. So people would come over there with the little tea, buy the little tea jugs, because they know Miss Ruthenia was at the thing, but now they ain't got to take the tea home and make it on. Pam had started making the tea for her. So Miss Ruthenia had started liking it. Now Miss Ruthenia had fell real ill from the teas and shit that was being made. Y'all follow me here now. Keep up now. Keep up. Carlton mama, Miss Ruthenia, her health had started declining. She had started getting sick and shit. So Carlton didn't know what was going on. So Carlton like, baby, make your tea for my mama, man. I can't lose my mama, man. Make your tea for my mama, man. I can't lose my mama, man. So Pam making these tea, and she making them good, and Miss Ruthenia sucking them bitches down like it ain't nothing. And she like, I feel better today, but then, 2 weeks later, she feeling bad. So her health started deteriorating so bad, y'all. That lady was a big ass woman, and she had got down to about 175 pounds. And although she liked the weight loss at first, as they always do, but she didn't look good. So Carlton still going out there doing his little thing, unbeknownst to anybody, that he out there serial killing bitches. with disabilities and diseases and cancers and liver cirrhosis and shit. He just targeting the sick. You know, so she making teas with these herbs. Now, I want to stop right there and I want to ask you guys a question, people. If you take a drug, a herb, a tea, for an ailment that you don't got, that's been filtered through the system, do you think that tea, that plant, whatever, is going to affect that organ in a positive way or a negative way? Now, that's a question you guys need to ponder for yourself. But back to the story. So now he's still unaliving these people. He's still using their sickly body parts to plant the herbs. Pam taking the motherfucking herbs, making homemade tea and selling it to people in the community. And the people in the community who buying this shit, she had it labeled. They were legit now. Who buying this shit, using it for them. But Miss Ruthenia was taking it because she thought she was sick. So she had started getting sick. Now, Miss Ruthenia fast forward like 3, 4, 5 months later after Pam coming back and forth doing her little thing. Miss Ruthenia done passed away. Carlton done lost his motherfucking mind, y'all. Carlton done lost his mind. Bitch, we need to do something. And so now Pam done got the shit and she done took it up to a notch. Like, okay, we can make money in your mama memory. Now, now grandma told me this direct. When the ambulance came, when the coroners came to pick up Miss Ruthenia's body from the house, they said it looked like she had been missing a liver. It looked like somebody had did like surgery on her and went inside and took some of her organs. But because the funeral director over there off Orange Avenue, they understood what they were going on because they used to give them body parts. They didn't really say nothing. But grandma was like, yeah, that woman had missing body parts in her head. And then John said when he went there to get the body, that the bitch probably was missing about 1 or 2 organs. Say they had done doctored and cut up on that woman. Say how the fuck he sit up there and cut up on his own mama, trying to make that shit work. He ain't got the power. And she said maybe it's that little bitch, that little black bitch that he got sitting up there, then cut up on that woman. And that woman done passed away in that house. And the corner ain't gonna say nothing with his nasty ass. Say, but fucking, it is what it is. And I'm like, oh yes ma'am, grandma. So I'm just paying attention. So now I drive the bike around there to see. So when I drive the bike around there in the front yard, people listen to me good. In the front yard, they had a special like plant base growing there. And if I'm not mistaken, it was something like dandelions, something like that. Some golden seal or dandelions. I can't tell the difference between the two. So they had golden seal, either dandelions growing in the front yard. And that was its own special little spot. So I go home and I tell grandma, I say, grandma, I think the organs that they took out of the mama, they growing dandelion tea, growing dandelion and golden seal root, because that deal with infection. I say they growing that shit, grandma, and they sit in the front yard by itself. You know what they do in the backyard with the little people that hit the man with that Carlton would hurt. I say maybe the fuck so. But he say, well, I ain't going over there getting no teas or nothing. That bitch dead, and I don't trust the little hoe that he got living with him. We just gonna back out of this situation. I'm like, yes, ma'am. So grandma started fucking with Miss Ruthenia and them all together. But me and Carlton, we still cool, because he protected me when I was over there selling dope, and he carried weight in Tangelo, and I'm riding the bike selling dope, and I lived off Ivy Lane Road. So bitch, he cool with me. I don't care what he doing. So now, a couple months done passed, the shit growing. Pam done took over. Now Pam done turned that bitch into a business. Pam done moved out of with her mama now, and she living in Miss Ruthenia's old house with Carlton, and they still planting the herbs. Carlton still doing what he doing. They still on the whole body part shit. Speculation allegedly. But nobody ever fucked with the front porch, the yard in the front porch. So only Pam would go and get those herbs, and she would boil them up, and that was the herbs that Carlton would drink. He would only drink the dandelion tea when they cook, the golden seal, and she say it would keep him strong, keep him on the road, all that shit. And she used to pray over the shit, and that's why he would sit on the porch and drink after he park his bike and shit. So man, the nigga was drinking his own mama roots, the roots from his own mama tea, man. This shit, I can't make this shit up, man. We knew it. This is what me and grandma knew what the fuck was going on. So he kept drinking that shit, and they done harvest her body parts and shit, and they doing it because they had taught the motherfucker the method, with other people. So why not use your mama DNA, mitochondria shit, however you want to look at it, biographics. I'm just throwing out some words because I don't know what the motherfucker say, y'all. So now Carlton began to get sick. Carlton started getting ill. And he like, baby, I don't know what's wrong with me. My stomach hurt, my liver hurting. He like, man, I don't know. So they go to the little doctor. The doctor put him on an antibiotic, thinking, he done probably ate some bad fish. I don't know why they kept attributing shit to fishing from the lakes over there. Probably done ate some fish with some mercury in it, that had a parasite. This antibiotic should take care of the infection. So he taking an antibiotic, but he's still drinking the golden seal dandelion tea that was planted on his mama grave, and she boiled the shit and made it real good for him. So he was like, man, you want some of this tea, man? And I knew it. No, I'm straight, bro. I just knocked this Faygo out, and I said, I'm straight, man. I got the little Faygo right here. He like, man, this shit healthy for you. I'm offering you life, dog. And he used to say that shit, and I'm like, no, I'm straight, man. I'm good with this, because I don't want shit from people, man. Bitch making tea from dead people, herbs and shit. Fuck that. So he just keeps sitting up there. So now he gets sick. Carlton passed away. Now she crying. So now Carlton passed away, so she had to call. And back in them days, you didn't call the ambulance. You called the coroner. And if the body already dead, the police didn't investigate like that 20 years ago. They just sent somebody out there with the coroner, medical people, and one police car, because they didn't think foul play was going on back in them days, because it is what it is. So they called the funeral home, they called the coroner's office, so they came and they picked up Carlton's body and shit. She said this right here, but they saw that when they came that he was missing like fingers on his left hand, people. And they asked like, what happened to this? These look like fresh cuts. And from what she was saying he was out there messing around with that damn lawnmower trying to fix it, and he hit the button. And then keep in mind, the crackhead had cut the yard around the mama grave and shit. So when they got there, they seen the lawnmower and shit. So everybody thought it was a lawnmower. So you know me, I would go report my little parrot snitching ass to grandma. I say, I think she cut off that boy fingers, grandma. And grandma say, what hand? And I said, the left hand. They missing 3 fingers. The one where you shoot a bird with, the one next to the pinky finger, and the pinky finger gone. She said, I hold trying to do the 5-finger ritual. Say, but she don't know. She need motherfucking. She said, what she grandma say? But she don't know. She need a finger from each person, a different person. They can't do it with the same fingers. Say, somebody taught her wrong about them rings, and grandma started laughing. Ha 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 ha. Say, well, you stay out of that shit. I said, yes, ma'am. So now he passed away. The body stopped accumulating. They start. People start coming up missing in the Tangelo Sand Lake area over there because he gone. He not doing the unaliving. So now you're seeing a bunch of vagrants and bums and sick white folks walking around in the area. So now she done got his fingers, and now she saying she want to be close to him. So now she planting all kind of different kind of flowers like roses and dandelions, and she planting shit around the house. So the house stayed colorful with plants and shit. These ain't drinking herbs or healing herbs. This is just something to make her feel good. So she go back to the heart garden, the heart garden where the roses were planted, and she started planting the fingers inside of that. And I know she was pressing them bitches down in there because it was always fresh soil kicked up. And so I said, Grandmama, well, you can't get no roses from them because she using that shit as his flower bed, his graveyard or some shit. Grandma say, well, we don't fuck with them no way, and you ain't got no business going over there to that girl house, because if she start fucking you and then she murder your ass and have you in the backyard, say your energy could heal everybody on the planet. Stay the fuck away from her. I say, yes, ma'am. So she used to walk to the stove and she stopped getting the ice and she's like, hey, Tyke, how you doing? And I'm like, I say, hey, how you doing? Now I've been the corner. I go over there to the church and post up on the church that was right up the road until she go to the store. Then I come back up to the store, start selling my little cane and shit. Now, she had put it in her mind that she could keep her and Carlton together if she just was consuming this man essence through the earth, through the plants and the roses. Now, people, listen to me good. I'm telling you, I don't know if this shit can be drunk. I don't trust it. But she had begun to pick the rose petals from the heart garden, and she began to drink it herself. And when she would drink it, she would mix it with the PCP drug. I think it's called PCP, but it was like a liquid. But she would put the drug in there, the drops in the tea, and she would hallucinate and shit. I don't know what it would call back in the day. I'm just gonna say PCP because I knew it was liquid because they used to sell the shit on the street back in the day. That was the big secret. So she would drop it in there and she would hallucinate and she would go in the front yard and in the backyard. She would walk around butt ass naked and she would go over there to the rose garden. And keep in mind, the rose garden was on the side of the house. So if you come there around by 6 in the morning, you'll see her masturbating. She would sit out there on the ground, lay down. She'd be playing with a little pussy and shit. And she would just be calling his name. And she'd be, Then she'll pick the leaves off the roses. And she'd go in there and she'd like boil some tea with him and she'd be drinking it on the porch and she'd be sitting up there speaking. She had started wearing the little moo shit. She'd walk out there and she'd water, the dandelions and shit in the front yard. The rockhead that used to mow the grass would always come around there and she'd still cut the yard and she'd throw him a couple dollars. She wasn't doing the healing, but she was still selling the teas, y'all. But she had started drinking the teas and shit herself. So then she started drinking the dandelion tea because she caught an infection. What it was, she caught a throat infection. So she was like, okay, golden seal, dandelion, that's a antiseptic with a little garlic and whatever, honey. And she started drinking it. Now people, let's be G. Let's remember now. Who did they bury with the gold? Whose body parts did they bury with the golden seal and the dandelion in the front yard? Carlton mama. So now Carlton mama, me and grandma thinking, is getting revenge on this bitch for killing her so she can have Carlton all to herself. So she started drinking the two things. I guess she forgot that patch belonged to the mama because it had been about a year or two. And she was just taking it, and the shit kept growing. She kept boiling the shit and taking it, and she would. And I used to see her picking the shit because I'm selling dope. So I'm up all times of night. I get there after school and post school Sundays I skip. And she picking the herbs and she boiling the shit and she drinking the shit. And so I personally think the mama's energy that when she killed the mama by poisoning her with the other shit was coming back in the form of them teas and herbs that she was drinking, and making her ass toxic and killing her. And then she was over there fucking with that lady Heart Garden that she had planted her son in the Heart Garden, and she always told her son, don't never fuck with that Heart Garden, don't go next to that Heart Garden. But he was picking the roses again too. And then she had buried his fingers in there on the left hand, and Kanai kind of makes sense, the left hand where you put the ring on, for marriage. So she probably buried that finger in that Heart Garden, to symbolize they were married, romantic with each other and shit like that. I'm just speculating on this part right here, y'all. Don't keep it in line. I just know the 3 fingers went in the bitch. So she drinking the heart teas because she want to be closer to him. She drinking the heart teas and all that shit though. And the mama, and she drinking the golden seal and shit to get rid of infections and shit. From the mama, the body part grade, and the lady weight just started going down. Shit just started going down. But she ended up like kind of going blind, getting cataracts. And she did this shit for like 4-5 years. She was living in the people's house because back in the day, die as long as you pay the mortgage on the house, the banks ain't gonna fuck with you. They not just gonna come to your shit. They just cared about their money. It's different laws now. And she just kept on doing it to the point where she was just kind of like exhausted with it, y'all. So grandma say, okay, I'm coming over there. I need to talk to this girl now because too many people done died and I need to see if she got any medicine for my teeth. My gums hurting real bad. I say, okay, grandma, I'm gonna be at the store. And I'll just put my bike in your car and I'll be with you. Grandma say, all right. So grandma get off work, Royal Plaza, and she come over there and she like, tight, come on, go with me. So I put my bike in the back of grandma's Buick, We drive over there, so we get out the car. So when we went there, the girl Pam had gained so much weight, but her health was bad, and she started looking like Miss Ruthenia. And I say, damn, Grandma, why she look like Carlton Mama? And she's like, yeah, she just sitting around getting fat and getting out of shape. Say that shit take over like that. I say, yeah, Grandma, I agree. So now, Pam looking like Miss Ruthenia. And I seen it, Grandma seen it, but Grandma didn't look at it like I looked at it. I looked at it like Miss Ruthenia had started taking over Pam's body, heart, mind, and soul, and like transforming Pam into herself so she could live again. Because people, listen to me good. Miss Ruthenia knew about herbs, she knew about life and death, and she knew how to heal the body and heal the soul with herbs. Now who's to say that once that girl murdered Miss Ruthenia, that she didn't say she gonna come back and take revenge and become that girl and live again? Because her son was dead. She was dead, and she started looking like a lot, and she was doing the same thing, and she was drinking the golden seal and teas from her grave, and that allowed her energy and essence to get in that girl body to take over, because Pam wasn't strong in this shit. Miss Ruthenia bred in this shit like Grandma and myself. Now I'm gonna stop it right there because I want to leave you with another cliffhanger. There's a part 3 to this. This is where the story ends and the real shit begins. Alright, everybody, sign off. I'm tight, telling you guys, sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction, but it's the truth, no doubt. Take care, God bless, and much love. And remember, what goes around, rolls around.